Hey Valley Middle School kids, welcome back to another math lesson. Tonight we're going to be writing two variable equations for a function table. Let's start off with something fun. What is the name of this Disney TV show? We'll be back with the answer to that after our instruction. Tonight, officially our target is 1.10b1. I can write a two variable equation to represent a function table. Let's do this thing. We have the same must-know vocabulary as we had last night. We have domain, which the x values over here, we're pretty good at those now, and we have the y values over here. This is the range. And we know that this entire piece here, this little box, is called a function table. Well, tonight we're going to be working on writing this function here as an equation. So we know already from last night that our function is x plus 1. So if I take the x value, 1, and I add 1 to it, I'll get my y. So here's my x value, 2. I add 2 and add 1 to it, like my thing says, x plus 1, the value of x plus 1, I get 3. Again, add x, 3 plus 1 is 4. Our goal tonight, however, is to get this function and write it in a sentence or an equation that looks like this. Y equals x plus 1. We already know that y equals over here. We just have to figure out how we can put this all together. So here's our goal. Writing a two variable equation that looks like this. Let's try some examples. All right, study this function table here. And now I've labeled it what we want to put our equation up in here. So we've got an x and we've got a y. We've got a domain and a range. We've got some inputs and some output numbers. Go ahead and pause the video and see if you can figure out what this is. If you're not sure where to start, I always start with adding. Can I add something to the x to get to the y? If not, I try multiplying. Then I try multiplying and adding something. Then I try multiplying and subtracting something. Then I try squaring and dividing and so on and so on. But those are the most common ones, and I've listed them in the order in which they usually appear. Go ahead and pause the video and give this a shot. Well, this one is pretty simple, as I think you probably figured out. Y is equal to 2x. Now, I'm pretty sure you guys got the 2x part. I'm just wondering if you wrote it as y equals 2x, because that's our goal for tonight. So if I substitute in the x value, 2 times 1, there's my x, is 2. Substitute in my x value, now it's 2. So 2 times 2, 2x, or 2 times 2 is 4. And so on. And so on. We'll check the last one. Substitute in the value for x. 2 times 4, there's my value, is 8. So my y is equal to 2 times whatever the x value is. You still with me? Yeah, I thought so. It's not so bad. All right. We've been talking about and working with this a lot. It's hard to fill in these blanks without knowing it, and that's what you did last night. So I think you'll be just fine. Try this one by yourself. Go ahead. Did you really shut off the video? I don't think so. Turn that off right now. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. All right, here we go. We went from 2 to 5. Well, my first thought is add 3, okay? Because 2 plus 3 is 5. So I tried that. 3 plus 3 is not 7. So that didn't work. It turned out to be a little bit more complicated, but it's one that we've had in class a couple of times. So the y was equal to 2 times the x plus 1. Let's substitute in and make sure it works. 2 times 2 plus 1 would be 5. Yes. Let's try it again here. Substitute in the 3 for the x. I could almost drag it right over there. Now I'll hover with it. So 2 times 3 plus 1 would be 7. And so on down. Again, make sure it works for all of the variables, not just the first one. All right, let's move on. One more example before I really challenge you. This guy here, what's going on? How do I get from x to y? Pause the video and see if you can figure it out. I see dead people. Sorry. All right, we went from 1 to 2, 3 to 10. Did you figure it out? This was kind of tricky. This is one that helped me figure it out. I went from 5 to 26. Wait a minute. 5 times 5 is 25 plus 1 would be 26. Yeah, that's the one that helped me figure it out right here, because it's x squared, 5 times 5 plus 1. And of course, down here too, 10 times 10 plus 1 is 101. So honestly, the larger numbers help me figure out what the smaller ones were. I think the smaller ones were a little harder here. So don't forget, look at the relationship between the larger x values and the y values. Don't just get fossilized and stick here on these ones here. All right, I think I got one more. It's a bonus one. All right, here we go. Let's do this thing. All right, let's see how you did. I had y equals 3x minus 1. Let's double check my work here. So if I substitute in that 5, it would be 3 times 5 is 15 minus 1 is 14. Good, I did it right. Same thing here. If I substitute that 6 in, it would be 3 times 6, which is 18, minus 1 is 17. Looks good. Check it all the way down. 3 times 7 would be 21, minus 1. And 3 times 8 would be 24, minus 1. Great. I hope you did well on that. So tomorrow in class we'll be working on completing a bunch of these function tables, looking at, see if we can figure out exactly what it is. Remember, we want it in the form of y equals something. All right? Let's go to the ticket to the show. This is a double page ticket. This is probably what you're going to look at on test, a question like this. Well, I'll actually read it to you. The table shows the number of hand-painted t-shirts Ming Ling can make after a given number of days. So here's the number of days. Total number of shirts. Here's my input, my output, my X, my Y. Day 1, 6 t-shirts. Day 2, 12 t-shirts. Day 3, 18. Day 4, 24. You know what's going on, right? That's right. That's because you got an awesome math teacher. Yeah! That and you're a really smart kid too. Choose A, B, C, or D. Okie dokie then. Let's move on. Here's the second page of the ticket. Christina needs to have 50 posters printed to advertise a community book fair. The printing company charges $3 to print each poster. Which table represents the situation? Go ahead and I'll scroll up, make sure I got all those tables in there. You know what? I'm going to make it just a tad smaller so I can make sure I fit it in my screen. There you go. All right, all you have to do is write down the letter. You don't have to draw that. You don't have to draw the table or anything like that. Thanks for listening. You've been a great crowd. I'll see you later. Oh, you want the answer to the trivia question? Okie dokie then. All right. What is the name of this TV show? Girl Meets World. My daughter likes it. It's on Fridays at 8:30. Sounds like an advertisement for Disney Channel here. Sorry. Hope you had a great evening. Thanks for being you. I enjoy having you in my class every single day. Goodbye.